everyone! Dan Hurd with Dan Hurd Prospecting here. I figured since I'm all set up for doing this cleanup stuff for the series that I would show you my Hardrock cons being cleaned up. Now these are crushed cons from the blue chip mine with a lot of ultra fine gold in here. Now this stuff is crazy fine. I'm going to show you this cleanup. Might not be as easy as the last one, but it should be informative of how I go through dealing with this ultra fine gold, especially in this Hardrock crush. It doesn't act the same as black sand. And as always, if you like watching this kind of stuff and this stuff is important for you to learn, make sure you subscribe to my channel so you never miss an episode. But before I get started, I have to give a huge shout out and thank you to Paul Taylor, one of my YouTube fans, who took it upon himself to create me a new intro to my videos. Thanks, Paul. It is way better than what I did. I love it. So here we go. Hardrock Crush Cons, cleaned up in a gold pan. Here we go. Enjoy. So this video is part of my series on how to clean up your cons. If you haven't seen the previous 4 videos, I have something on floating gold, something on simple panning, the tap method, backwash, and my method of cleaning up my cons. I guess that's 5 previous videos. This would be the 6th in the series, Hardrock Crush with ultra fine gold. For this stuff today, I'm going to use the Falcon cleanup pan because it does work very nice. I like the big flat bottom for my backwash. And I have sifted this material down with my little sifter here, so it is only the finest stuff. The coarse stuff I can just go through and pick out the big pieces. Here we go, I'm going to start up the camera and show you what I do. As always, we want to stratify that material down really well, shake it down, get all that gold sitting on the bottom. And just like in the previous video of my method here, I'm going to start by just panning off the excess of the top. Now this material here is mostly crushed pyrite. Either iron pyrite, copper pyrite, chalcopyrite, or pyrite. So they're all very heavy materials. And I'm watching very carefully for gold getting up on the surface and flowing away, because the gold is only, well, gold is a lot heavier than the pyrites, but it can still get up in there because they are so heavy. So just a little bit of panning to get the lightest of these heavy materials away. And I'm going to stop at that point and start going with my backwash because I can see gold already trying to get out on me. Come in here and start the backwash. Now with this backwash method, I can really watch carefully that none of the gold is trying to sneak back on me. Rather than sucking up at the sucker ball today, I'm just going to go and take that into the bottom. Get some more water in there. Just make sure it's all stratified down and continue my backwash. I haven't started tapping yet. I need to get down my material to a more manageable amount before I can start tapping and really understanding where the gold is sitting in my pan. This artificial light in this room is terrible. It puts a nasty glare on the surface of the water. Hard to see through that glare. I see a lot more gold now showing up in the corners. I don't know if the camera will pick it up, but up in these corners there and there, I see lots of gold. It's not moving back, luckily, so I'm not worrying about it yet. But this stuff is so ultra fine. I'll take a picture of how fine this stuff is when I get cleaned up so you can see how crazy fine this Hardrock crushed gold is. Now I'm starting to see more and more gold. I'm going to actually start utilizing the tap. Pull that gold up to the top edge. I see one piece of gold trying to work its way down now. Let's tap it back up on the top edge now. It's out of my way. The camera can probably pick up now that line of gold that's up in here. There's a similar one over there, but they really notice this one. Okay, back to the backwash. Get this stuff going. See that gold up there? So much of it. Uh-oh, I got some coming back that time. Re-stratify. Probably at the point now I can start using the sucker ball to get rid of some of this as I go, so I don't have to re-stratify every time I wash out the material. Now, a little bit of a shake here as I tilt it back, and if I just vibrate shake, I can actually start getting some of the pyrites to walk away. Now, unfortunately, it's pulled a lot of the gold with it. So, I didn't like what I just did there. I'm going to push all of that back up to the top. Some of the bigger gold went with it. Hard rock crushed like this, the gold isn't necessarily flat, so sometimes the gold will walk with those coarse pieces because they're not sitting flat on the bottom. Just get that stuff out of here. I'm going to re-stratify the whole thing right now. Shake it back a little bit, then I can do my backwash. Watching carefully for gold that wants to get away on me. That piece right there. Two of them, side by side. Another one right there. really gently at the end here because a lot of those coarse pieces of round gold in there want to roll back. So I'm just barely washing enough to get the black sands to move. Tap the gold up the top to free up those black sands again. Almost there now, just a little bit of black left. A little bit of the iron pyrites, or a few of the pyrites left here. And there we are, pure gold, except for this line of black sand I gotta pick up back here. There's 2 pieces of gold back by this line that I'm just making sure I avoid. And there we have it, pure gold. And you may notice a lot of rust or black marks on the gold. Because this is crushed, it still has some pyrites attached to the gold in certain spots. If I wanted to get any purer than that, I'd have to dissolve it in acid or smelt it out. But there it is. That is crazy fine gold. There, I found a dime to throw in there. Might give you an idea of how small that stuff is. That's also why it took long in the placer stuff, because it's so small It's not flat, so it doesn't sit flat on the pan. And it still has pyrites attached to it, so its gravity, its specific gravity, is a little bit less in some cases. Look at that stuff up there. Tiny! So you probably noticed that's far more tedious and time consuming than doing the plaster material, because of its shape, its composition, and it's so unbelievably fine. But the same technique works. It works just fine, it works very well. The next step here would be to dry this all out and put it in a vial, but I'm going to show you that in another video. This one's long enough as it is. I'd love for you to leave me a comment below here telling me what you think about this Hardrock panning compared to plaster. Most people out there are used to using plaster. Hardrock is a different beast. Please, say something in the comments below. Tell me what you think of it. Make sure you hit that like icon so it helps out my video on YouTube. Thanks to all my sponsors out there on Patreon. Because of you guys, I get to do these educational videos for everyone to watch. Thank you so much. If you'd like to become a patron, there's a link here at the end of the video, just down at the bottom below me. Click that link, it'll take you off to the Patreon site, you can pledge. A $10 pledge goes a very long ways. Thanks for watching, I hope this stuff's enjoyable and educational for you all. Until the next one, bye!